They want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain the same.
And you are now tuned in to another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. Hold on. Let me make sure we give man the adequate introduction that he motherfucking deserves. And hold on, man. Y'all already know, man. We only rock with legends around here, man. Week after week, day after day, month after month, year after year. We got the best director since Cut was first stated in the history of Hollywood. Cameras, pen, and pad to write a story. We have Detroit Swag himself. What's going on? Welcome to the stage. What's going on, Stan? How you
Hey,
doing,
what's
Stan Allen?
going on, my
Welcome to
brother?
the
How you
building.
feeling today, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself? How's your family?
Family as well. Thank you for asking.
Oh, no doubt, man. So Mikey hits me up, and when Mikey hits me up, it's on go. I'm like, okay, let me look into it a little bit. Let me see what dog talking about. And Amsopetus. Am I saying it right?
Mesopetus.
Mesopetus. Basically, fuck them kids.
Basically, that's what pretty much everybody say when I tell them what it is. They're like, man, fuck them kids, but that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so tell me what basically what's the name of the movie and why?
The name of the movie is These Damn Kids. And pretty much, man, I thought that title would be so fitting because I mean we say it in everyday life without even being conscious of it. I'm quite sure from our parents to even my grandparents, it was just a phrase that we constantly use in a good or a bad sense. So
Mhm.
for me to actually be able to showcase that in the film, and every time I say the name of the movie to somebody, they just start laughing. So it just shows how it's a very relatable, identifiable, things like that. And people just have heard it so many times and just never thought it would be actually put in a context like this.
Okay, did you write the movie?
Yes, I did. I co-wrote it with me and a partner. Shout out to my boy Zakir Kareem. We wrote this. It took us a little bit over about a year and a half to write it and get it right. When I say get it right, I mean fully, character development, things of that
Mhm.
nature. So, like you say, just it first started as an idea that I had, but we developed it further, and that's where the whole Mesopetus part came in because, it's like, hey, we got to give this main character something to, you know, really have a flaw. A lot of times we see in movies or we imagine when we write movies how this perfect character comes about, but it really
Mhm.
shows the growth throughout the film for the character. And, just understand there was a real phobia for someone who has a hatred for children and being
Yo,
able to kind of play on that.
hold on, bro. That's the actual thing.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I say being able to do real character development this time really helped out. So it's actually a real medical term for someone who has a hatred for children. It's called a mesopetus.
Wait a minute, are these parents or are these just random niggas just walking around the streets? Like, do I need to be alarmed for my grandkids? Because I
Oh
ain't never
no,
heard of this shit,
definitely.
bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, literally, until I started writing the film, I didn't know there was a real medical term for it too. But you've always met those people who always say, "Oh, I like your kids, but they can't come over my house." You know what I'm saying? You had those people that you met or interacted with throughout life so many times that finally being able to showcase that with a character really, hit home for a lot of people that were able to view the film so far.
So, how are you paying your bills while you writing this?
Oh man, the funny thing is, this movie was actually shot a little bit over 2 years ago in completion. Probably about the last year and a half, we've been complete with it. So I really just been putting a lot of money into the post production, the marketing, and advertisement. So to be honest with you, the bills really ain't. This one actually was just something I decided to do. So it really didn't affect the bills. I should say, blessing in disguise. You know what I mean?
Oh, this nigga rich and shit. My broke ass would have had I'd had to take out 37 mortgages. I don't even own a house. The guy had to put my car off a hawk. Like, yo, that's gotta be a good feeling though, man. To just be able to kind of do something because you love it as opposed to I have to do this shit.
Correct, correct. And that's definitely the blessing in disguise right now. That's why, everybody like it's gonna go on Tubi. And I'm like, well, you know what? I got a couple companies, a couple production studios that's interested in buying the film. So I'm like, I might have to drag this one out. They wanted to go through a couple film festivals, so I'm like, all right, before I, shoot my, best load right now, I'm thinking I might need to let it play out and see what all it has in store, like you say, because I'm not pressed this moment. I got to get it right back right now. But that's the beautiful thing about the art, and when you can actually focus on it, if that makes sense.
Nigga, I'm the most impatient motherfucker on the planet. Like, I can't wait years to like it's in the can. You want people to see it, but then they like, yeah, you might be able to go to Sundance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's definitely been a difficult decision to say, like, in that regard, but for where my goals are in the film game, I'm pretty much using this film to help catapult a major budget to be able to shoot. I got another three scripts already written, two of them in movie form, one in TV show format.
Okay.
So, basically this one was kind of like my sacrifice to just show the studios that, hey, you give me a budget, I can, make high quality films that people that relate to people, but also have a high quality look. And that's one thing that I really took pride in this time because, where we come from in Detroit, we run the Tubi game right now. And
Nigga.
I mean, we run it. And a couple of my good brothers,
Okay,
like,
so bring it up to Tubi shit though, because it seemed like a little mild Tubi hate. I seen the interview you did. I can't remember what channel it was. I think it was
nah,
CBS.
and I think it was misinterpreted. I'm glad you brought that up because I definitely have nothing but respect for these brothers that's putting movies on there because one of the hardest things to do is get the movie in the can. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So when you get the movie in the can, I don't care what quality it is, whatever, you did something that 90% of people can't do. You know what I mean? So definitely if it came across like that, I want to clarify that, in totality. That's not the case. I mean, my
mhm,
brother who actually got me involved in this, Dennis Reed, he's running the Tubi game. And, without
nigga.
him, I wouldn't be on the track that I'm on right now. So definitely it's no hatred to those who making it. The only thing that I am frustrated with at times that comes about is that people write off our films as not being good because they seen some garbage on Tubi that came from, somebody in our area. And that frustrates me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we're not all making the same quality films, so don't all put us in the same, boat or the same narrative of conversation. So if it came across as that, it's just more so like I think that morning I was on the radio station with Mason and
Mhm.
them, and they were honest, like, man, I thought it was gonna be another Tubi movie. And it's like, damn, man, for that to be the case, we gotta us as a group, the Tubi makers and the filmmakers, we need to,
We only
level
do
up a
that
little
about
bit.
we only do that about niggas though, man. Let's be honest. Because white folks been making trash ass shows forever, and we don't be like, oh, it's another white show. No, nigga, Friends, trash. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you say. Friends, trash, and they stole Living Single whole shit,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
and nobody says, oh, it's another Friends, like it's a bad thing. Hey, and it's motherfuckers right now watching the movie. What was it? Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes or some shit back in the 70s.
Hmm.
Horrible, the most horriblest film in the history of horrible. And somebody's still watching that shit. Shout out to them Tubi niggas, man. I'm gonna make a movie tomorrow.
Oh, no doubt. And that's why I say I feel like the difference in what you were saying with Friends and things like that, the reason why it gets a pass is because of the quality of production. And I guess that's the one thing, we from the D, so we hustle. So
Yeah.
one thing in our mentality, whether it's filmmaking, or anything we do, we gonna hustle. And I want them to know that it's some other avenues out here besides just the hustle. So if we take a little bit more time and put a little bit more money into certain areas, I feel like it will help level our game up even more because we on top, but it's like you got to stay on top. And in order to
Yeah.
stay on top, you got to keep being innovative, things of that nature. So for me, um, like I say, I just take pride. I came from LA. I lived here my whole life. I moved to
Mhm.
LA. I did the acting scene out there. So I got exposed to a lot of different things. So, now I got some of my boys on Tubi right now that are making films at $20,000 a pop. But
Nigga.
when you make films at $20,000 a pop, they making, 40, 50 and come back. So you done made 20 or 30 grand. But at the same time, now when somebody else see it, they're like, oh, that was just to say, that's another, Detroit
Yeah.
film. And it's like, nah, nah, nah. Like, okay, if we got that, once you make the first film for 20, put 40 into the next one. Once you
Yeah.
make the next film for 40, put 80 into the next. Like, let's keep leveling up. But like I say, we treat it like a hustle.
Yeah.
So for me, what you may have heard, which may have got misinterpreted, it's like, let's get outside the hustle mentality and just
Yeah.
treating it like a hustle. Let's apply our hustle to, like you say, even the dope dealers in the world, they gonna double their money up, they're gonna put more money in, they're gonna get more product, and they're gonna get advanced further. So I want us to kind of have that way, which is like I say, Dennis is one of my, you know, main go-to guys when I say this, because I watched his start from when he did his first lady to how he's doing TV shows and all different stuff on Tubi. So he's expanded the
Yeah.
market, the product. So for me, that's the idea I have for when I say let's level up, because he's not the same person that made First Lady. He's not making the same style of film. He
Yeah.
might make the same genre, but it's got better production. Everything
Oh,
is better every time. So
nigga.
I guess that's what you're hearing from me. It's like, come on, Detroit, we on top. So let's stay on top. It's not a knock to anybody. Like I say, the hardest thing, I've been through it, is making a film and getting it in the can. But once we get it here, it's like, all right, what's next? And let's not complete, keep doing the same cycle, expected for it to, keep coming back. If we want to level up, we got to do something different. So I guess that's where my motivation with this one,
Mhm.
because I mean, even with talking Dennis, he's like, man, comedies ain't really like that. People love this drama. And I'm like, that's real, but for me, I feel like the response that I've gotten from the film just really show how much comedy is needed right now. We
That's
live
it.
in dark times right now, man. So the more we can just laugh about life and shit that makes sense, I feel like really helps us, be able to cope a little bit better with what we're dealing with. We got enough negativity, especially in our realm. We turn TV on the
Man,
news, you're gonna see,
all types of
10,000 things.
bullshit.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, I just want to breathe today. I just want to live today, So that's where my
Although
frustration
I'm gonna
sometimes
disagree
comes.
with Dennis though a little bit because I think that the level of comedy is not as consistent as the level of dramas. But when you find a really good, like what is it, buffed up?
Oh yeah, now the Buffed Up was a special one. That's why I say you're gonna find
Niggas
some
still
that's
come
hit.
on, man. Niggas will be watching buffed up. My grandkids will watch buffed up.
I'll watch Buffed Up today. Like Buffed Up is the
Facts.
shit. Don't get it twisted. Like that's why
Hilarious
I say
fucking movie.
I can't knock. Like I say, the people who really put that forth, you can tell when they put little extra efforts and they know that
Yes.
they know their shit. So that's why I say you'll never hear me knock the Tubi game or even our filmmakers around here, because we make some dope shit. That's why I say I felt like, the frustration of just being put when I hear people from Atlanta like, oh man, y'all be putting out some, and it's like, damn, okay, not everybody putting out bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you
What them niggas
know,
in Atlanta putting out though?
that's what I'm saying. So I
Y'all
think
niggas
that's
still
the
doing videos, man. I know you can't hate, bro, because you're trying to sell some shit. I'm not trying to sell shit, and I'm broke and a fat nigga in this basement. Man, fuck that bullshit, Atlanta, bro. Y'all niggas know if you making movies, you know who leading the pack when it comes to this independent shit, and it's not fucking close. You gotta stop the hate, bro. Get better. That's all you
that's
gotta do
real.
is get better.
That's real. That's why I say that. I basically, man, I my frustration stems from just us, having the ability, but just cutting ourselves short and not reaching our potential. I guess if that's
Nigga,
better said.
you look rich though, man. A little shit, the background, nigga. I'm impressed. Nigga. I feel like I owe some money to interview you, nigga. Like, God damn. Okay, so is this the first film you've done?
First film I produced and written. It's not the first film obviously I've acted in, but like I say, just from doing it from the ground up, yes, sir. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
What's it like? What the first movie the first film you acted in? Give yourself a grade.
Oh man, shoot, I'd probably have to say like a C, C minus maybe. I mean, it was just so many things that, I mean, I'm talking about early 2000s. I'm in LA, so it's just it was a different game then. Just learning. I was coming from, just being fresh off the boat, trying to figure everything out, moving out there with a dream, that type of thing. To
Mhm.
now, fully, I did the extra roles out there. I've done like a lot of things and just understood the full spectrum of the film game. So for me,
Mhm.
that's why it was so meaningful for me to put more into this film, because I saw other things. So you know better, you do better type thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's on me. Okay, if I'm had this experience, I got to showcase this experience, and what I felt helps really push that forward is, like you say, spending some more money in post production. And I feel like that's what one thing the filmmakers that around here are just starting to understand, but you can see that it's getting better with time. But once we get that thing shot, we ready to make some money off of it. And it's like Yeah, but did we put aside a certain percentage of your budget for color? Did we put aside a certain for sound,
Mm,
and everything like that? And then on top of that, marketing. Like I say, to even be able to talk to you,
nigga.
this stuff all works. You know what I'm saying? You got to have this stuff where it's gonna catch legs. And we just try to send out text messages, "Hey, watch my movie on Tubi," and that's cool. And that's why I say it's levels to it. So I guess for me, it's like, all right, I see we on to something special. Let's see if we can keep leveling up. So sometimes you play that game and you try to set the bar, set the standard instead of trying to fit in, or be the stand. You know what I mean? I guess how I look at it. Like I try to raise the bar so I don't have to try to catch up to the bar. And then once I see some people doing some dope shit, it's like, all right, I want to do that. Let me see how I can do it my way or do it a little differently. So for me, that's my motivation, if that makes sense.
Oh, I feel
But
you.
you know,
Okay, so before you go out to LA, you're just a young brother with a dream. You go out to LA, and you have to come back home.
mhm.
And you come back home, and you're not Denzel. Are you disappointed with the time in LA, or are you motivated?
Oh, I'm motivated because, like I said, I had opportunity to take some routes that I just personally didn't identify with, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But
So
I
you,
was
you,
signed.
we ain't talking about Diddy shit. We just talking about different type of
Yeah,
employment
just
opportunities.
employment opportunities. And it's just like, for me, I want my people to be able to, I want to make films that I not only I can identify with, but my people, my mama, my son, things like that. So, to
Yeah.
be honest with you, that whole Hollywood thing is real fickle, man. Like it'll get the best of you if you don't know who you are. And like
Mm,
my agent told me when I sent her the clip from the news and my trailer for my movie, she said like you always knew how you was gonna get there and where you was going. And I never let them dictate that. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
So whether it was the roles that they wanted to throw me in, I'm like, I don't identify with that. She's like, well, it's only acting. Nah, it's not because my spirit, my soul got to align with that as well. So for me, man, I feel like that's why you see me, rep Detroit swag. Because wherever I'm at, I'm representing Detroit. And if you see me, I didn't, been with the Hustlers or the Deep East from Mac and B Wick all the way to high end people like Judge Mathis. You know what I'm
Nigga,
saying? So
man,
I feel
Mac
the
and Bewick, nigga. First off, shout out to the store, nigga. And if you in Detroit, nigga, you know what fucking store I'm talking about. Nigga.
yes, sir.
I told somebody before, nigga, that store has stopped being an East Side store a long time ago, nigga. That is a
Right.
Detroit staple because we.
You all
I'm,
right. You all right.
I have ventured into the parking lot.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful
Yes,
thing.
sir. Yes,
But
sir.
anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yo, okay, so what where are we at as far as the other shit? Like I know you're trying to work this one right here, but are you like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll put this one out. Maybe like where are we at with the other shit that you got going on?
Shit, we right now we waiting on a green light budget. Like I say, this one was like I told you, my sacrifice to be able to solicit a budget. So that's why I said that for me, I may not take the Tubi route exactly just
Mhm.
because I have some people that want to buy the film. So for me, it's like these scripts are already written. They're ready to be green lighted. So the minute you give me a budget and I don't got to spend my own bread this time, we in production mode. So,
You got
we
a
right
number in
here.
mind?
I'm sorry.
You got a number in mind?
As far as what I'm looking for the production deal,
Yes.
oh yeah, I'm looking for 1.2 to 1.5 easily, which is going to cover, two movies and a TV show. And the TV show has 5 seasons. And the funny thing about the TV show is that it's the prequel to the movie These Damn Kids. So if you
Mm.
picked up at season 5, episode 10 of the TV show, it'd be where the main character is in the beginning of the movie, if that makes sense. So kind of like how they did with Power, they went back to Raising Kanan to kind of show you
Mhm.
the way that Kanan came up and before he became Kanan in a sense, they show his growth as a kid all the way through. So for me, that's the same thing in my realm of what I did with my film. And that's when I say I went to Dennis first. And he was like, man, TV shows ain't popping. You got to do a movie and then maybe go back and do the TV show after that. So once he told me that, it was about 4 years ago. That's when I started writing my movie. And basically, I made it where it would pick up, like I say, where the TV show ended. So for me, man,
Yo.
it's a whole mastermind behind this one. So even though I'm working this one, I'm letting this one take us where it's gonna go, you know. And believe it or not, it's just taking me further already than what I thought it would. Like I said, I did that shit just fucking around, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, damn, this shit turned into a big idea, and it kept going, and it got the right people behind it, and it kept going, and it's keep going right now. So for me, man, I'm just waiting on that those meetings. You know, like I say, they got people trying to set me up with premieres in Atlanta, LA. And like I say, at the same time, I'm shopping this film to different film studios and different independent markets and different things like that. So I'm just waiting on the right deal to come about to make sure that we can go ahead and green light everything else, so that way we can keep putting out quality films, you know, and keep, you know, setting the standard around to help, you know, keep leveling up the film game in Detroit, because we right here. You know what I'm saying? We right here about to take the shit over and kick the door in. We already like got it. But like I said, I want to keep us where we are. And I know one thing that, you know, one thing about Detroit motherfuckers, once they see some shit, they
Nigga,
always want to outdo it, or they want to do something, you know. So,
nigga.
you know, that's just how we are. So I
I
feel
want
like that's,
37 chains, nigga.
you already know. You had on 30,
I
you had
want
on
I
30
want
last time. I
800
need
inch rims,
35.
nigga. I want a
Exactly.
spaceship, nigga. The fuck.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Exactly.
I give you a $10 million check and I tell you you can make a movie, but it has to be a biopic. Who do you do?
Interesting. If I had to do a biopic right now with that $10 million, and when we say they from Detroit area, would that be the stipulation, or just anybody
No,
and
nigga, they
everybody?
living dead, interplanetary, some fucking alien, ET. I don't care, bro.
All right, well, if that's the case, I would do one, man, that would really stir up some shit around here. It would be called, it's actually another movie I got written. It's similar to a biopic. It does hit on true events, but it
Mm.
would be called Stress. That's the next one of my movies I got. And that is reference, you may remember it from back in the day when the Detroit Police Department put out the Stress Unit that was really supposed to be, you know, kind of in control of you know, managing the dope game and making sure things like that. But then there's some of them, you know, end up being a little bit more corrupt, and you know, end up sparking something. So actually, my uncles were major players in those. You know, John Boyd Jr. and also Darnell. We call him Owen, but his name was
Mm.
Owen, but we call him Darnell. But they were both, you know, major players. So I'm really working on that film with my family right now, just getting all the backstory and everything like that. But I'm gonna call that film Stress. But that one is gonna be kind of controversial because it touches on, you know, some of the you know, hardships that came up around the times when, you know, people coming back from the Vietnam War, and they seen a lot of their people
Mm.
strung out, you know, on drugs and shit because the
Oh,
dope pushers, you know,
yeah.
was really flooding the streets, but they didn't know a lot of that stuff was actually being, you know, distributed by,
Orchestrated.
you
Yeah.
know, it was orchestrated. It was coming from higher up. So, you know, when they came out with that stress unit, the stress unit ended up, you know, they had times where they would had a manhunt out for my, you know, my cousins, Hayward Brown, you know, like I say, both my uncles, you know, my mother's brothers. So for me, man, that picture hits home more than anything. And that's when I'm, like I say, when I get the big budget, like you say, you give me 10 million, that's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna do
Oh.
the movie Stress. But that one is gonna be one that gets a lot of the city, because a lot of those people that were going through that, like my mom, she's 73, my
Hmm.
auntie's 78. So all of them are in they, you know, late 60s to 80 years old, that really remember that time when they was kicking in doors, you know,
Nigga.
going on manhunts for these people. So for me to showcase the true story is gonna be deep, you know what I mean? But like you say, a biopic, that's one that I would do first, if that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense.
man. You have a lot. Actually, like if I'm gonna do one like Detroit based, Coleman Young just needs a movie. Like a really good big butt. Because Coleman Young, bro, like especially for my generation, especially for my mama's generation,
He was a bad man.
that nigga was with the shits.
Oh, he was with
And
it all.
and he had no problem sticking it to the suburbs.
No, sir.
Oh my! So for me, like if it's Detroit based, it's a couple of people. Young Boys Incorporated. I don't think I read the book and the book was phenomenal. Like I've never seen a movie about young boys. And Barry Gordy. I know they've done movies that are supposed to be like Barry Gordy esque, but I don't know that they've done Barry Gordy's story. And if they have, it must not have been done correctly because that nigga is one of the most important and diabolical niggas in the history of music business.
Oh, agree. And that's what's so funny about how, you know, when they tried to shoot, I don't know if you know the history behind like the five heartbeats, but you know, they had to really blend a couple different like stories from the Temptations, different groups at that time because they didn't want to make it specifically about one because Berry Gordy was really opposed to him
Yeah,
being showcased in a certain light. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That nigga
So
didn't want to be Big Red.
yeah, there you go. So you know the story a little bit more than what you know what I'm saying. There was something new. I ain't want to go all the way into it, but
I
he
don't give a
definitely didn't
fuck,
want to
bro. I'm
be.
broke over
I know.
here.
I see. I got you. But definitely, he didn't want to be Big Red. So Robert Johnson had to go back to the drawing board and figure out how can I blend this, and this. But that's why you see, the main characters resemble David Ruff. So much he had that shit in him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much
Yeah,
what they was hitting on. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be tough to shoot the Berry Gordy because he had so many stipulations and people owning the rights to this and that for him now. But I agree with you. He was a bad man, and that Motown story as a whole would be great to tell, especially from his perspective. So,
nigga. And if you ever see this shit, I don't know if Barry Gordy's still with us or not. I'm not sure. But if you are, and you ever fucking see this shit, bro, be Big Red, nigga. He was the first Big Red. Like if them white boys was doing Big Red shit, nigga, since music was first started. He was the first nigga that was Big Red, bro. Own that shit. Be okay with it. You created some shit, nigga, that has still yet to be duplicated. Stop fucking around with us, man. We need the story.
you're right. You're right.
I'm sorry,
You're
man.
right.
I get on my soapbox a little bit sometime, bro.
That's
Okay,
all
so
good.
I had a question that I ask everybody that comes on the show, has absolutely nothing to do with nothing, but here goes. You're sitting on a park bench and God sits down next to you, and he or she says you can ask them one question. What would it be?
Good question. If God sat down next to me, hmm, hmm, hmm. I would ask him honestly how he feels about how he's being represented in everyday life. That
Mm,
would be my question to him because, like I say, there's a lot of false representation, misrepresentation, and I
mm,
think that religion as a whole sometimes gets caught in the wrong hands, if that makes sense. So I just would want to ask him
yeah,
how he feels about just the way he's portrayed, and if that would be up to his standard or her standard, if that makes sense. And that would be my only curiosity because, like I said, I'm a very I'm a spiritual person. I definitely believe in the higher power, but at the same time, I just feel like that's one subject that definitely gets taken on many different rides, some good, some bad. And I just want to know how he would feel about it if it was up to him, would he be supportive? If not, how would he, basically, right the wrongs, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
that's the first time anybody's ever said that, and I've been asking this question maybe 2 years now.
Okay, okay,
Yo, because nigga, man fucked up religion completely. Actually, man created religion to fuck up God.
there it is.
And nigga, if I was God, I'd be up there like, bro, I know I gave y'all free will, but y'all niggas wilding.
Fact. That's why I said I just want to know what his perspective would be because, like you said it best. People have taken this, and it's about them more so than it is the actual spirit itself, man. And it's unfortunate that it's come to that, but that's why I tell people you gotta believe first, and the rest of it'll flow through you. So even being able to present that question, it's like I say, I didn't know that one was coming, but at the same time, that's what my spirit was telling me that I would ask him if he was there next to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I've asked it so many times. I've given it so many different, like, kind of like variations of answers and shit. And most of them are all selfish. Can I be a billionaire? Nigga, what are we doing? Like, I'm broke, bro. I'm gonna hook some people up, but I'm gonna take care of me a lot.
I know.
That's why I'm still in my basement, nigga. Okay.
You
So,
silly, but I
uh,
get you.
all right. So, is there a movie that you would like to remake?
A movie that I would like to remake. Yes, there is a movie I would like to remake. Let me think about it. I was just talking about this with somebody the other day. If it was a movie I could remake in current times, ooh man, you got me. Because I just was saying this. I'm just trying to think about what's the name of this movie right now. Shit. Man. Okay, movie I could remake right now. I actually want to make a couple of them over.
Mhm.
I would love to do another version of like Hardball. I don't know if you're familiar with
Is that the
Hardball.
one with
Keanu Reeves and the black
oh
kids from Chicago that played baseball. And that was one of my favorite films growing up. I
oh
thought that shit was super dope.
Really?
Yeah, I coach baseball. My
Okay.
son is a hell of a baseball player. So for me to see black kids playing baseball represented in that light was super dope back in the 90s. So
Okay,
it's
I
like
got
I would love to do that now again, if that makes sense. I would love to do another hardball. That would be a
you.
classic
See,
one.
you know what? The only thing, and I hate to nitpick your answers. I just hate the white guy savior shit.
Oh, no doubt. You said that's why I say I would like to do a remake of it, but I got it because, it's just like I love it for the same. It's a love hate with that, and I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
You know, I love how the fact when they shed light on black culture, it makes the white man wake up in those films.
I
You
feel
know what
you.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he didn't know until he saw what these brothers is going through every day. Like, damn, this kid telling me he got to ride home just till I leave so he can walk. Because he didn't want me dropping them off at home. When he see one of the kids get shot
Mm,
and things like, it's like, man, these
yeah.
brothers dealing with it. So for
They're
me,
going through some shit.
yeah, I think that shows how blind white America is to some of the stuff we go through. So when you see it in the film, even though they treat him as the savior, I think it's more so that, we open their eyes up to make them become better. And
Okay.
kind of like the same thing that happened in my film with the kids. You make the main character better
Hmm.
by exposing some things that they just weren't privy to before. So,
Mm,
that's one thing I say it's a love hate, because like I said, I feel like the same thing could be done with a black man, but a black man ain't, always blind to what's going on in his community. He's fully in tune. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not mad with the way they use Keanu Reeves to actually showcase and represent white America, because that's pretty much who he was representing in there, whether you know it or not. Even though he was a baseball coach, like I say, he don't know what these black kids go through on a daily, but his life, it shouldn't be that hard. But
yeah.
he's not privy to it. So I guess that's the only I say it's a love hate with that one, because I do love the fact how we can open up somebody's eyes to our culture. That's what it's really about. Because, like I say, you'd be surprised in our state alone how many people haven't seen black people in person. You know what I'm saying? You
Nigga.
go upper state and they only see us on TV, and how are we represented on TV? So for me, man, the more we can open their eyes and get them to just see what we go through on a daily, shit, man, I'm all for it. But I do get your point as far as how sometimes I feel like it can be done in a way that we can truly identify all the way around. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
why I say I would love to remake that one, man.
And you said it was a couple of them. What was another one?
Okay, another one I would love to remake in current times, man, man,
It doesn't have
man.
to be current time. Like just like a movie that you've seen. And man, damn. What was old girl? I know she was just on the show. And hold on, I want to say Nunu, and I cannot remember her last name. But I'm trying to see if I can pull up the fucking flyer, or did I? Oh, here we go. Nunu Thurman. It was I can't man, she had some black and white movie from way back in the day that she really thought was just extra. I can't remember fuck, I'm sorry, no, because I can't remember the name of the movie. But yo, like a spook the spook that sat next to the door. Am I saying that right?
I think so. Yeah.
The one with Sidney Poitier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to do shit like that. Or uh honestly, Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too. I don't think a lot of people seen Shawshank, to be honest with you, but that was a hell of a movie right there.
And the
Um,
only difference I would make is I would make the main character it would definitely be a black guy. Like Andy Dufresne would definitely be a black guy, and I would make
mhm.
Morgan Freeman's character a white guy.
Yeah, you could just flip the turn. I agree with that. That would be sweet. That's why I say a little twist on what you know, especially it'd be a little bit more prevalent at times today. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, yes, but that's from just from a movie a story standpoint. It's a really good story.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I agree with you. I think that would be pretty dope. Like I said, that's definitely a classic right there. And thanks to my mom, man. She used to watch that thing all the time, and she's a cinephile, so she really kind of got me started with my love for movies and TV shows, like her watching Matlock, Murder She Wrote. I mean, all that stuff, even the black and white movies. She like, you need to watch this because this is some of the best acting right here. You know what I'm saying? Before they had all the effects, before they had all
Yeah,
this, and it was just, just them, two people in the scene. You know what I'm saying? So
nigga.
Yeah, that shit was real, you know, especially silent films. I mean, people don't understand. Like, even when I
You
used to see
watching
shit,
silent films, bro?
oh man, I watch silent films. Like you say, you got to be a student of this craft, and that's one thing that I feel like, you know, I take in pride is like you say that silent film teach you everything. Like I say, you ain't got no words. So if you know, like I look at Mr. Bean, people like might remember Mr. Bean, they might not, but shit, Mr. Bean was one of the funniest characters, and he ain't never say a word. You know what I'm saying? This
Man,
motherfucker used to just be literally his facial expressions, his actions, and it was funny. You know what I'm saying? So when you got talent like that, I mean, you got to be a bad man to be able to hold a movie down for 90 minutes and you ain't said a word. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. That shit is real. So I like stuff like that. You know, it just shows me it's some talented people in this craft, man. And it's more than like I was just saying, it's a hustle. So that kind of goes back to what my original thing we was talking about.
mhm.
It's like, hey, if we take a little bit more pride in this acting and doing a little bit more and getting these acting class. That's why like people like Kamal Smith, like these dudes are awesome because they actually him, Dennis, they got their acting classes,
Yeah.
they cooking stuff up. So they cooking it from the ground up. You know what I mean? I got a true respect for that because that's a Tyler Perry, so there's some people out here that really, really get it, and those who don't, I want them to really take note and just be like, hey, let's level this up. We need to do this. Let's get some better actors for this. Let's pay this. So man, I love this acting thing. This is really fun to me. Just the craft as a whole, and the more we get exposure to it, I think the more you kind of just set the realms to do endless things. You know what I mean? Like it was times in this film where I paid homage to different films. Like I even paid homage to Hurricane in my film when I had to play multiple characters in one scene, and you like when you're going through that shit, it's different. But when you see it, you like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm motivated to do that. He did two people. I want to do three. You know what I'm saying? It's like you say, we got the Detroit mentality where we want to kind of one up something, but at the same time, it's still paying homage. So that to me was, the cool thing about this craft as a whole. Shit, you can be anybody you want to be today in that TV screen, but it's like you say, how you bring that character to life, and there's a
Okay.
thousand ways to do it.
I give you one AMC theater all by yourself. And I tell you, give me one black and white movie that a kid from Detroit wouldn't normally think of that you just absolutely love.
Black and white movie that I absolutely love. Hmm, that's a good one right there. You got me stumped right there. I would have to actually do some research and type in a couple of things on that one just to get the name of it. But um, I do believe Sidney Poitier was in it. I gotta just
Mhm.
look at it and see the name of it. But that's to me where I really fell in love with Sidney Poitier's acting and him being the trailblazer and the ground, breaker for, black people in these films, you know what I'm saying? And, some people may have called him what they wanted to call him, but for me, seeing him in that black and white stature, but still seeing the presence of a black man on camera, even
Yeah.
in with no color, it's like shit, he still was the man, so I guess for me, man, that would be probably one of the ones with him in it that I've seen
Oh,
and I
which
go
movie
back
were
and
you talking about though?
I got it. That's why I said I need to go on Google. I ain't want to
Okay.
click off our what's the name and check it out, but I can go. Hold on one
Yo, because
second.
Sidney Poitier, man, and to be quite honest, I've never heard anybody say anything negatively about Sidney Poitier. But that nigga Sidney Poitier resume is like I can't say that I've ever turned on, and I don't care what era, but that I've ever turned on a Sidney Poitier movie or show and been like, this is whack.
Agree.
You
Agree.
know, and I'm not sure what happened, but like your the video just disappeared. I can still hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay, you got me back. I was
Oh, okay.
literally looking up what we had talked about, so I
Oh,
got you.
okay,
No
yeah.
problem with that. Yep.
I'm not mad at that. Yo, okay, so is there anything that we can actually like look forward to? Like, do you have a date on anything that matter of fact, and I guess you kind of answered that question, but do me a favor in the future. When you have something, bro, let me know and I will absolutely help you promote it.
Okay, that's real. I definitely do. Like I said, we ain't gonna be long. It's gonna be within the next 6 months. We're gonna be shooting the next movie, which is karaoke. Karaoke gonna be another black comedy that's gonna be fun for our race. Because I don't know if you ever been to a karaoke night, but oh my goodness, comedy in itself, man. So just being able to be there. And I wrote, a dope script off that one. Me and my partner. I got a partner who like myself is like, I call him DJ Pooh and I'm Ice Cube. So I don't know if their
Nigga,
relationship, but
that's a nasty combination right
that's a
there.
nasty combination. So basically, he and I, shout out to Link Dawkins, man. He's my DJ Pooh and I'm his Ice Cube. We sit down, we bounce ideas off each other, we make shit funnier. That's how we see the game going. So me and him have written this movie called Karaoke that's up next. And that one I think we're gonna be, like I say, shooting. I guarantee we're gonna be shooting sometime in the next 6 months. So once that one gets shot, you're gonna definitely have privy to it, man, and definitely look
So
here.
if you're the
help
old nigga,
promote it.
man, you need the old nigga in the scene, bro.
Oh yeah, I might need one, like you say,
Hit
to
your
be the
boy.
DJ or the host. Something I might have something for you
Yeah,
if you're interested
some
for
is
real,
target,
man.
bro. I got it. I got you. Yo, any regrets so far?
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't live with regrets. I just learn. So, like, I guess the one, if you could call it regret, one learning lesson I learned just from this process as a whole was just like how you kind of brought up the Tubi. It seemed like, if somebody took the words on the news as if it was, a shot at them or anything like that. Those are things that I learned from just understanding, like, you know, just some things are better unsaid, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And some things you can just show and don't have to, explain what you're showing or whatever. Just kind of let them get it so they don't take. Because people gonna hear what they want to hear. They're gonna take what they want to take out of things. So
Hate makes money, bro.
it does, and that's not my aim or anything. Like I said, I got too much respect for the game as a whole. So for me, I would say instead of living with regrets, it would just be just learning lessons as far as when you're promoting something and making sure that they say it's culturally correct or just things of that nature. But
Man,
for
you
me,
should be
man,
politically correct, bro. And you can't tell me you ain't woke up with an ugly broad one time. It's a regret, bro.
yeah, but I learned that's learning lesson again. I learned
Still
maybe
a
not to
regret,
get
nigga.
drunk when I got
Right,
that back
right.
full
You
of
know,
grub.
don't,
You know
don't
what I'm
drink
saying?
that much Hennessy.
Yeah, I already know. So it might be something like that. So I ain't gonna be regretting. I'm just gonna say, God damn, I should have not did that. I ain't gonna do that again. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, like I say, I try not to live with the regrets, man, because like I say, that shit had you eat you alive. But I just like to say, okay, noted. Learn from that one. We ain't doing
Yo,
that one again. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to that Sasquatch I woke up next to in Eastern Michigan. Nasty work, bro. It was nasty work.
nah, it's funny. I had a similar situation happen like that out in LA, man. It was a New Year's Eve party, got super buzzed. I ended up getting a number, and then she called me the next day, and I mean, she sounded good on the phone. You like, oh shit, I might have walked into one. So I go out on the date, and to make a long story as short as possible, I pulled up, and I had my roommate with me at the time who was staying with me out in California, and I'm like, yeah, she gonna bring a friend. He like, hey, I hope she ain't ugly. I'm like, nah, they should be straight. I talked to her on the phone. She seemed like it's cool. Now, it's before the FaceTime and all that shit.
Right.
It's early
Oh, man.
2000s, so we
The
pull up.
catfish was unnecessary
Oh
back then. Nigga,
man,
I've been there. But go ahead, man. I
unnecessary.
don't want to cut off your story, bro.
So we pull up and two girls walked out. Now one was about 5'11". She was big like a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? The other one was cute, was pretty. So I'm thinking like, damn, I just set my homeboy up with the linebacker, man. So he like, man, damn, yeah. I'm like, well, look, dog, we just gonna go take him out. It's gonna be fucking we here now. We might as well live up to it. So I pull up, to the curb. They come out. Come to find out, shit, the 5'11" linebacker chick is the one that I had pulled. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I'm saying? He get the pretty one for the night. So literally, I asked her name again, and she said they called me. What she say? They called me. It was something. The scaries. Yeah. Oh fuck! It was something classic, man. But that shit was so funny that night. I looked at my homeboy. And you know what? We gonna make these ladies have the time of their life. We took them out to the bowling alley. I had the ugly one with me. I'm treating her like a queen. I see how they put in the movies how like you got the ugly when you dance with them, you
Wait a
treat you
minute, wait,
smiling,
wait, wait,
you
wait,
get the
bro.
good looking
This
ones
nigga,
looking at
wait,
you.
wait, hold on, bro. This nigga said I took them to the bowling alley and treated her like a queen, like
The bar,
like Peggy
they was
Bundy,
having
nigga.
fun. Hey, you already know. Like I say, shit, we ain't going nowhere special. Like I say, shit. Once I see she look like that, I'm like, fuck that. We go. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck that, man. So, oh, I
Yo,
got it now. I know her name. She said they called me the Nigerian Nightmare. That's what it was. The Nigerian Nightmare. So I'm rolling with the Nigerian Nightmare all night long. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
But to
nigga.
the point when it came time and what you doing later, I'm dropping you off and we about to go home. That's what I'm not. I'm not gonna wake up next to you. But that was my one time that
Oh
I looked
my.
at myself and said, "How the fuck did you pull the Nigerian Nightmare, my man? I thought you was winning that night. That show you was way too much Hennessy in the cup on New Year's Eve, boy. Like,
Hey, yo,
but yeah, I'll never forget that story. The Nigerian Nightmare. That was what she said her name was. That was
Hennessy
like
is
that.
diabolical, bro. I don't know who came up with who created Hennessy, nigga, but they really should be punished in a thousand ways, man. Because
Hey, like we say, Hennessy cool until you disrespect her, boy. You disrespect Hennessy, she gonna disrespect you, baby. That's how we
yo,
always looked at it, man.
like I don't even. I can't really. No, actually, Paul. I know a nigga that I work with that drinks Paul Masson religiously. I'm
Ooh,
like, nigga, I would not even let you come in my house with Paul Masson, bro.
man, that's the early college days. Paul
Yeah,
Masson, Ian J, Jerk. No, man, we ain't doing them no more. Fuck
that's where
that.
you just don't care whether you wake up the next day.
Yeah, I can't do that one no more. That's
And
a that's a tough one. That's a
your
tough one.
liver is crying if
Oh,
you bring
guaranteed.
a Paul Masson, nigga. Disrespectful to the whole lineage.
Hey, you
Anyway,
right. You right.
anyway, yo, okay, so if somebody out there that wants to make a film, and I kind of ask this question all the time to people that doing great things. But you know, some little kid, let's say at Cass Tech, my nephew just started there. And he wants to make movies. The biggest mistake that you turned into a lesson that you can share with them.
Ooh, I would say that I turned into a lesson would just be, you know, I would say the biggest mistake in making this first film was you got to get the right person to lock down your locations first. I think
Mm,
that's the biggest thing that I learned because once you lock the locations down, everything else kind of goes and falls into place. But
mhm,
for me, I locked down actors first, things of that nature, and now I got to recast somebody else because this person ain't available on this day, and this ain't that. So next time, it's like I learned, okay, we're gonna get these locations first. When I call you to offer you this role, are you available from this to this? If the answer is no, then cool, we can move on immediately. But having to go back and try to accommodate people's schedule and all that, that shit would have been a lot easier if I would have had the locations locked down first. So if I gave any advice to anyone, it would be locations first. The
mhm.
rest of that shit gonna fall into place, guaranteed.
Do you when you're looking at the script, do you have actors or actresses in mind,
Oh yeah,
or
oh
or,
yeah.
or what happens when you can't get those actors or actresses?
I mean, like I said, you get blessed, man. That's why I believe in the higher power. Like for instance, I know I had for my script, I had saw Crystal the doll, who's prominent figure around here. I saw her playing one of the love interests of the main character,
Mhm,
but she wasn't available. So I'm like, fuck, she had all the components of what we people as black people want to see. Nice body, nice face, things of that little popularity. So for me, it was like, damn, what I'm gonna do? But then ended up going to Dennis Reed's acting class and end up finding another, female. Shout out to Marietta Elliott. She's cold blooded. She's on the rise. She's been doing a lot of different things. But I noticed her in that class. Like, oh, she got
mhm.
talent. So she ended up bringing the script to life. I think better, honestly, than what Crystal would have because of her hunger and her desire to get to the next stage where Crystal kind of may have already been there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was, really key, man. Just the universe blessed me. Like once they see you get that shit going, it's like things just start to move into place for you. And people that's not involved in this or not supposed to be, they get removed.
Okay. Oh damn. Yeah, either he's looking up some shit or he got a phone call. I hate to StreamYard. Y'all really can have to resolve. Y'all got to resolve this shit, man. Motherfucker, at least freeze it and say, let me know there. I don't know, a little verbiage at the bottom and says, "Hey, this motherfucker's on the call." Because that's just, oh my goodness. But the good thing is, we only got like 5, 6, 7 minutes left, so it's not that deep of a situation.
All right,
Yo,
we back. You got me?
yeah, yeah. And I was just randomly
Can't hear
talking about
nothing.
nothing.
What
I'm
the
not
hell
good at
just
that.
happened, man?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can. I can see you. Can you hear
All
me?
right, I just can't hear nothing no more. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out why I got silence.
Oh no, it's the man.
Say my mic is on. You
The
can hear
man.
me though, boy?
I can. Yes.
All right, why can't I hear you? All
I
right,
don't
let me
know. The
figure
man is
this out.
keeping
Hold
you
on one
down.
second.
Yeah, man. Hold on. Let's try this. Okay, now, how's that? Anything? Apparently not. Oh, well, we ain't got but a couple of minutes left anyway, bro. So I do apologize for the technical difficulties. Technically, I don't know if it's
I have
anyway.
no idea why I can't hear you anymore.
Fuck it. We ain't got but 5 minutes left to go anyway. It's all right. We'll be all right. You know, shout out to Stan, Detroit Swag, Allen, and I'm gonna try. We'll let him try to resolve it for these last couple of minutes. Okay, well, not for the last couple of minutes, but yeah, I give him a minute or two. If not, let's just shut it down. It's a Wednesday. What are we doing? We only did this because A, it's so fucking dope, but B, Mikey's a friend of the show, and can you hear me, bro?
I got you back now.
Yo, oh, and I was basically saying, it's a Wednesday. We're just doing the show because A, you're fucking dope, and B, because Mikey is a friend of the show. Yo, how do you get Mikey Eckstein on the situation, bro? Like if you got that nigga kind of rooting for you, nigga, it's a big fucking deal.
Oh no, Mikey's heavy in the game, man. And I'm just learning how heavy he is. This is like
Nigga,
my first week working with him, but Mikey's heavy. I got a lot of respect for his work ethic, the connections he has. But I got plugged with him through Jonathan Barlow, who was running for mayor of Detroit. Me and Barlow go back to early 2000. We was at Renaissance together. So late 90s, early
you went to
2000s.
Renaissance?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I went
Oh
to
man,
Renaissance.
shout out to Renaissance. My daughter, my middle daughter graduated from Renaissance. How's you?
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yep. So Barlow was like, man, he came like, who doing your PR stuff? And I'm like, look, man, I'm out here just figuring it out on the fly. He like, nah, I got to get you with Mikey. Shoot, he sent me to Mikey, and me and Mikey be making magic ever since, man. So shout out to Mikey. He's real heavy, and like I said, if you need somebody for PR, he's the guy to go to, man.
Nigga, Mikey Eckstein is different, and it ain't just Detroit, bro. And like in Michigan, especially in Michigan, that's home base. But in the country is what nigga knows fucking everybody.
He does. He
Just
does.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. That's why you don't hear me, man. Mikey is he's that guy, man. I won't hesitate to say it. So no, shout out to Mikey, man. I'm thankful for being on here with you. But like I say, he's opened up a lot of doors that I didn't even imagine in a short period of time too. You know what I'm saying? So nah, if you need somebody, he's the guy to call. You don't got to question his resume. He knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, nigga, that's gonna charge. I'm gonna charge you for that clip too, Mikey. So just fucking with you, bro. Yo, if people want to get in touch with you, they want they want to finance your next movie. They want to hire you as an actor, whatever the case, man. How they go about doing that?
Hey man, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram is Detroit Swag with the E being the number 3, D the number 3, Detroit Swag. So I'm always available on there. You can go through Mikey. Mikey got my contact. You can go to, social media is everything right now. So that's why I say my IG would probably be the best way to reach out. But like I said, I got some connections around here that you can go through them as well to reach out to me.
Yes, and whatever you do, don't ask me, nigga. I'm just a podcast nigga. This is the star right here, bro. Like you go to that, you go to Detroit. Now, look, I'm old, I'm fat, and I'm depressed. Don't answer that shit. Anyway, man. On that next,
You silly man.
if you need anything, bro, just let me know, and I absolutely got you. And like I said, Mikey is family, so whatever you need, bro, just
Okay.
I got, and I mean that shit. You know,
Okay.
I appreciate you for stopping by, bro. It has been an honor and it's been a dope ass conversation.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Like I said, you got your thing going on. Hopefully, this thing continues to blow up, man. Because I like what you're doing down there. Personality is real. You get a chance to get on in the basement with you, man. I feel blessed myself. So thank you for having me, man.
And I got a fancy sign too. Like,
Oh, that shit is dope. That's what I said. Hey, if you
oh,
wouldn't have kept advertising the basement, you would have been able. You'd have been able to fool me. That you might have been anywhere, man. Like you say, but definitely don't downplay that too much because, like I said, the character that you presenting, man, is definitely holding it down, man. So the D really needs to get up on that and try to get on your podcast because, like I said, it's a blessing to be on here right now.
I know, and I ain't even charge. It's niggas out there charging y'all a hefty penny, man. I ain't charging you shit, and I got a resume better than them niggas charging. I could, but I won't anyway.
I really, that's real.
Hey, on that note, bro, you have a phenomenal motherfucking day on purpose. And I'm wishing you all the best and the most success that the good Lord can provide to any individual in this solar system to you, bro. Have a dope ass day, bro.
All right, you do the same, man. And if you're available on Saturday, come on out to the premiere. I have a ticket for you if you do.
Oh, man, why y'all niggas be telling me so fucking late, bro?
Hey man, I know it's Sweetest Day, so you might have a lady or two trying to take you out. So I ain't gonna interrupt your plans. But if you don't,
I got the midget broads.
Hey, they can come on the red carpet with you too, baby. We ain't discriminating nobody.
Two for one, baby. Little lady.
Hey, you silly. My God, man. Well, definitely, like I say, appreciate you again, boss. And just keep me posted if you need anything yourself.
All right, no doubt, man. Have a good one. Peace.
All right, do the same. Peace.
Yo, y'all already know, man. How I get down, man. We look. Second after second, minute after minute, year after year, we only rock with legends around here. I am Jobs, and I'm your host of Intellectually Petty Radio. And I don't know. I'm sitting on a crate on top of a chair. If you really don't know, because I'm trying to find the perfect bar stool. I know I said I was going to. Long story. Anyway, if you got a bar stool you think is dope, let me know, man. On that note, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow.